Hello, guys. Welcome back to Football United TV. This is Gunners from All Corners, the show where we say Arsenal in multiple different accents. This is you haven't bought a time machine. Like I'm not back. Like this is still, unfortunately for you, this is still Anthony's show, but I'm here. Static's here. Let's get to the intro, and after that, we'll get to talk some Arsenal, shall we? The floor is yours, cousin. I love you, by the way. You're muted. You're muted.
It all froze then. I was just waiting for it. Anyway, but you can tell it's the first show back since the start of football season. God, blimey. Good
Yeah.
evening, folks, and welcome to
We
tonight's
enjoy
show.
we're enjoying the
What
break
a
too much,
lineup we got
boys.
here. We've got well, we've got Static in the house.
Hey
Static.
boys.
And
It's been
then
a long time.
we've got this way. We got this one here. Yeah. Cuz from Brazil. Yeah. How you doing?
Yes, I'm
Good,
doing
good.
well. I'm
Mhm.
happy to be on a stream with Static, my man. Like it's been forever. And
Mm.
Static and myself, like our relationship on YouTube's always been like we spend like an hour and a half disagreeing. Then we finish the stream and we're like, that was
Damn.
fun. That was a good stream.
Always.
So
Yeah. Oh, it's all
it's
love, never hate, man.
exactly it. So it's I'm excited and I don't wanna give you guys any spoilers, but I know for a fact that we're actually in agreement on a big subject that we're gonna be talking about here. So I'm
Mm.
excited for that one. I'm very excited
No.
for that one. And if Anthony doesn't get any help, I feel like he's kind of screwed. But cuz where do you want
Bring
to
it on.
go?
Uh, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like what Marty said. It's nice to have Static back on. It is sort of like it brings the good old days back, doesn't it? When obviously there was Static, you, me, and our friend who's sadly not here anymore, Stephen Featley.
Mm.
These were
Mm.
really good times, and we're trying to gradually, obviously bring that back into the equation as well, sort of thing. So I reckon it'd do good for us, good for YouTube, and also in a way, it'd do good for us, obviously, with not forgetting Stephen Featley as well. So RP, my friend, and let's do this. So on tonight's show, well, let's have a look. Do you want to go through the actual comments first, Marty? Let's just see
Yeah,
who's in the comments first.
absolutely. There's a couple here. Do you want me to read them? Are you
Yeah,
reading
you
them?
read them out, mate. Yeah.
Okay,
You read them.
okay, that makes sense. Right, good to see this back. Beyond the post, my man, Nitesh, how are you? Good to see you as well. You commented again afterwards, and I'm sure Cuz is gonna love to have you back, my man. Full lineup today, but we're still expecting another guest. But my man, it's gonna be a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to be on a stream with you again. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Um, Evening all from Arsenal, the history and more.
Oh,
Hey
Jez, even
Jez.
Jez.
It's Jez Collins, legend.
All right. That was actually me. Anthony froze just like Kai Havertz. Okay.
Oh, well, you know my opinion on Kai Havertz. I have mentioned it.
Mama Flossie says evening all. Evening. Static looks like a young Ray Charles.
Thank you, Nitesh. It's good to see you.
Mama Flossie, evening, Mama. Evening at Arsenal, the history made and history and more. People are always so lovely in the chat. I love it and I miss it. All right. You want to get this started, cousin? We have three
I think,
topics here.
yeah, if you want to bring up the topics.
Absolutely. Here it is. I'm excited.
Right, here we go. We go on the first topic now, transfer talks. Now, I'm going to go with Static first on this one. Static, we signed 3 players so far in this transfer window.
Yes.
Are you actually happy with the signings we've done? And
Mm.
also, how would out of 10, how would you rate our transfer window at the minute?
Such a
Well, I'm
loaded
not going to
question.
hold back, people. So I'm going to. So here goes nothing. First of all, I'm thrilled that we've signed Declan Rice. I've wanted him pretty much since last season, so I'm very happy with that signing. He's a great player. He's not world class. Is one or two people keep may have mentioned. No, he's not quite there yet, but he is. He's a great player. Hopefully, he will have a great season for us. Timber, I'll be honest. I've never seen him live, and during the for Ajax or Ajax to the Dutch fans out there. I know they like their pronunciations to be correct, but yeah, I haven't really seen too much of Timber. Only highlights, bits and pieces. But like I said, I'd be lying to say if I've seen him, and I know that he's really good. All I could say is I've seen compilations, and yeah, I've seen one where he's really good. I've even seen one which is a rare one where he's not quite good defensively. Very similar to Harry Maguire in terms of mistakes he makes defensively. I know one of his biggest weaknesses for Timber is he's not very good in the air, so and that definitely concerns me. But look, hopefully he does do extremely well for us, and I hope he has a really good season. And now the last one. Kai Havertz. I am not happy about this signing whatsoever. Yeah, I never wanted him in the first place. He's bang average. He is not good enough. And listen, he's doing okay so far for pre-season, but as I said many times to a couple of people, and I'm going to say it again, I want him to have one hell of a season next season. I want him to prove me wrong completely. So I really hope he has a great season for us. I really do, because it's just from what I've seen a number of Chelsea games live, whether they've played the day before Arsenal or the day after. I'm not convinced whatsoever. And I've been watching him closely in the last 3 years for Chelsea, especially in the league only, because as we all know, the league matters more than anything else, even though obviously Europe, but that's another subject we'll talk about later, maybe. But yeah, just from what I've seen last 3 years in the English Premier League, he's been very underwhelming. Yes, I can understand he's been playing in multiple positions, but you're a professional footballer. You shouldn't care which position you play in. You still got to go out there and give 100%, which maybe he has a couple of times, but he's not been consistent. And he doesn't bring me joy, this signing. Just like I said, I would love nothing more for him to prove me wrong. So I know there's a number of people out there that want to back him, but unfortunately, he's one of these players, and I very rarely do this. I am not backing him whatsoever. I refuse to back the player. I refuse to show support. However, I do encourage him to prove me wrong completely, and I will be one of the first. I'll be the first to hold my hands up and say, Kai Havertz, you proved me wrong. You had a great season, obviously in May, in 12 months' time. Thank you for proving me wrong. But yeah, we still need a striker, especially now that Jesus is injured for apparently 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Could be longer, but we need a striker, boys. If we're going to challenge for the league title, we need a striker. And I still feel we need a central midfielder, CM slash defensive midfielder, so central midfielder slash defensive midfielder. I'm glad with Timber. I don't know what's up with this. Like, are we actually going to play him as a centre back, or are we going to play him across the whole back line, like right back, left back, centre back? I know Arteta's been trying him out in different positions, and fair enough. But I thought we signed him just to play centre back. But I I guess we'll see what happens for this weekend's Community Shield and then the first few games of the season. But I feel I just have a gut feeling I'm not convinced of him playing centre back. Like he looks quite. From what I've seen play right back, he's been quite good. But and left back, he's been okay. But I do feel we do need a centre back. But yeah. And so far with the rating, as you guys asked me, I'm gonna have to be controversial here. I'm gonna have to give it. I mean, yeah, we've done well, but there's still more that needs to be done. So I'm going to have to give it 4.5 out of 10.
4.5 out of 10.
Mm.
No, Static, fair enough. That's your opinions and that's your views, mate. You know, and that's fair enough. What I'm going to do, Marlie, can we have your thoughts on the transfers we've done so far, and what would you rate this window out of 10?
Yeah. Well, up until a certain point, like I was so aligned with Static, but yeah, just a couple of tweaks.
It's more than a couple, Static. You know,
I'm fully I'm fully in agreement when it comes to Rice. Of course, like people are gonna say we overpaid. Dude, you look at football, like people are gonna start like they're gonna stop saying that at some point because everyone's so freaking expensive now. And Chelsea are probably the biggest one to blame there, but like we just got to do what we got to do. I wouldn't say he's world class either. I do it's so like everyone puts like world class like the definition of that like in a different shelf, right? So depending on how many players you put in that category, sure.
Yeah.
But I think he's a great player that could grow to become a world class player. I agree with that. Timber, very similarly, didn't know too much about him. It really does come to that point where like you hear enough about people that do follow him, and then I do feel like he's one of the positive standouts of this preseason we had. And we didn't necessarily have a good preseason, so I feel like he was one of the better players. I would totally get your concerns about his height. I do feel like just because of the games we've played thus far, I do feel like he's going to be more used as a fullback than a center back, which makes me a little less concerned about that, right? Because defensively, he could easily become one of our better fullbacks because, like Zinchenko, like our better attacking fullback, can't defend at this level, right?
Yeah.
So,
yes,
right at this level. So I feel like it has a lot to do with fate. Faith, yes. Like I don't know too much about Timber, but he does look good. He's like very very well like I don't know well recommended, right? So it's exciting. It's the right profile. Like he's young. It seems like he's gonna be able to replicate what Zinchenko does on the left, but doing like it better defensively, and which might.
Can I just? Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I forgot to say I do think he's a decent player, but I don't think he's a good player, very good player yet. But look, like I said, hopefully he proves me wrong. So yeah. So carry on.
We can't know enough, right? Like like at this point, everyone can think, but no one can know really unless you've been playing him for more time. I think he's good, but he needs to prove that he's great. But the Havertz thing, man, like I can't disagree with you. He was so exciting at Leverkusen, right? Like when Chelsea got him, I was upset because I hate Chelsea and he was exciting.
I think we all do.
Yeah, exactly. And he did score at the Champions League final, sure, but yeah, he was very underwhelming. It's a little bit to do. Like I need him to prove me wrong as well. Like I feel like I'm gonna back him a little more than you are initially, apparently, but I don't. Like I have no reason to be excited, other than like recently we've been doing well with our players that are coming in. Like it's been a while since we've gotten a player like for a good amount of money that's been like a flop, right? So I'm just like trusting a little bit. Like he's a good squad player when it comes to versatility as well, even though that could be exactly the issue at Chelsea because he was used like in so many different positions. But we'll see. I hope he proves us all wrong and then we all like sound very stupid that he's great. Like
better
players. Like
And
we
I
only
have,
stand to gain from
yeah.
that.
Can I just
And
say,
go ahead.
Marley, sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say, he actually kind of reminds me of a controversial figure that used to play for Brazil, Fred, the striker. Everyone.
No, Chuck, why would you say that, dude? I'm a
You know how
Fluminense.
Fred? Do
I'm a
you remember
Fluminense
the
fan.
hate? The media hated Fred for his
Yeah.
performances in the World Cup
It
for
wasn't.
Brazil several
We,
years ago. But he got a
we,
lot of hate though. Do
yeah,
you mind?
he
Havertz
did,
is
but
similar to that.
we don't have enough time to get into that because I'm a
Yeah,
Fluminense fan, so
another time. That's
I'll
why.
spend hours
I knew
defending
you.
Fred here.
I really agree with you about that, Fred and Havertz, and yeah, we'll talk
I
about
get
that.
it. I get it. I get it. I understand the comparison, but Fred,
Yeah.
no, Havertz needs to do a lot to become Fred. Like Fred is arguably the biggest player in Fluminense's history. Like just
No,
through
no, no, no.
winning
I'm not
league.
talking about. No, no, we're not talking about club football. I'm talking about when he was playing for Brazil. Fred,
Okay,
the
that makes
Brazil,
sense.
that Fred, yeah.
I'm not too familiar with how German fans like look at him for the national team. Like, do you like? I have no idea.
From what I've heard from one or two German fans, they have mixed feelings about Kai Havertz.
Okay.
They're like,
Okay.
yeah, he's a player there, but it's just
I feel like
he's not doing enough. But that's just
altogether,
it.
he always looks out of position, right? Like there always seems to be something missing for every specific position, but we'll see. And for the rest, like I'd be
carry on.
totally supportive of the not, you didn't mention any players, but the positions you want to address, right? Like bringing another striker, given that Jesus is injured, and perhaps another midfielder. But I actually want to understand, like, would you be looking to upgrade on Nketiah, like letting him, like selling both Balogun and Nketiah in order to bring a striker, or do you feel like we need to have three in the squad? And same thing for midfield. Like, are you looking to replace someone?
Keep Balogun, sell Nketiah.
Yeah, bump Nketiah off.
Okay, but keeping Balogun, would you go after another striker? Or no, like that's enough for you.
Well, here's the thing, Marley. I mean, I have to say this because I've been told this by every Arsenal fan for the last 6-7 years.
Yeah.
When we qualify for the Champions League, we should be going for world-class players. Well, we've qualified for the Champions League now, so why are we not going for world-class players? I'm sorry, man, but we need to bring in players that are world-class. I mean, I'm not saying, yes, I know, listen, I would love it. I would love nothing more to go for Harry Kane or Kylian Mbappe, but I'm realistic. It's not going to happen. It's unlikely. But if we want to challenge, at the very least, minimum, compete for the league title, we need a world-class striker, someone that can get 20 to 30 goals a season. If not, I'd be more than happy with Ivan Toney because he got 20 league goals last season. Even though I know he is banned, but it's just there is one striker I would love. Can I just say, sorry, let me just say this quickly. There is one striker no one's talked about. I would love Arsenal to sign, even though he only scored like 15 league goals for Aston Villa. Ollie Watkins, big fan of him. But I can't see him leaving Aston Villa because Unai Emery sees him as one of the main focal points of the team, one of the main strikers. So we're screwed, boys. We are screwed.
No, you know what? It's like if I was coming on this chat now, I would rate our window at the minute. The three players we've done it, I would rate it 7 out of 10. The reason being is because Declan Rice. No, seriously, Declan Rice takes a big chunk of that, right? Timber, basically, you could play him either centre back or right back. I know Arteta's been playing him left back. He played left back in the Emirates Cup final the other night against Monaco. But trouble is though, where Arteta likes this inverted system, with me, what I find is when Timber goes forward, he can get back. Like Shevchenko, that's a different ball game altogether. He goes forward, but he struggles to get back. You know, and and I don't think this is what my problem is. I didn't like this inverted stuff anyway. But what I'm going to say is,
I've never been a fan of it.
No, never been a fan of it. Never been, never will.
Football's a simple game, boys. Keep it simple.
Yeah, and with Shevchenko, he always struggles to get back. And I've said this, God knows how many times I've on my own stream, on anybody else's stream, or whatever. When he goes forward, he struggles to get back. We have Saliba and Gabriel. they're both pushed out roughly towards that left-hand position, and then we find Thomas Partey coming back in the centre-back position, defending.
Anthony,
So,
I agree with you. Zinchenko,
and
the amount of times I'm seeing him jogging back, I'm like, dude, you need
Yeah.
to run. You need to sprint back. You're a defender. You're the
Yeah.
last line of defense. You have to sprint back. I don't care
it's
if you're not
shocking.
the quickest in the world. You have to run. You have to sprint. It's no excuses. And can I just say, I want to be clear. The reason why I've given it 4.5 out of 10, and one of the main reasons is that, well, let's be honest, our transfer business is not over yet. So listen,
Yeah.
a lot can change between now and the end of the transfer window. I could change my mind from a 4.5 out of 10 to 7.5, 7.5, 8 out of 10. But like I said, we still need to bring more players. So far, it's 4.5 out of 10. I just want to be clear to everyone in live chat and to you guys. Because, I said, I still feel we need to bring more players, but I can't really give it a high score until business is done and that I see that we've brought in a couple more players. Apparently, we're linked to David Raya from Brentford, the Spanish goalkeeper, which I wouldn't mind going for him, even though I still prefer a world-class goalkeeper. But anyway,
this is going to come up next, Stack. This is going to come up next. I just want to make one thing clear on Havertz. Do you know what? I was the same. I'm thinking, why the bloody hell we spent 65 million on Havertz, and why do we need him? But then I look at it and I think to myself, Arteta must be thinking somewhere down the line, he's obviously got to fit in a system to roll. So between him, it's going to be between him. Obviously, Jesus is out injured now. So if we say between him, Balogun, and Odegaard, the three link up there. I think what it is, I think he's going to be a poacher with inside that box, how he was playing at Germany for Bayern Munich, because he was always in that box as a poacher. I think there's a player in there in Havertz. I really do, but we haven't seen it. It's just basically, he's just waiting to come out for him to play a decent game and get some goals.
He was playing as a centre forward
back in Germany,
by Leverkusen.
Yeah, but I think
sorry, interrupt, boys. Sorry, Anthony. Marlie, what was your rating for the transfer window? We didn't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I struggle to give it a rating because like we're not done yet. I do like even if it ended tomorrow, I do feel like 4.5 is harsh, just because like not comparing it to what
disagree.
we need, but no, yeah, of course, that's why I pointed it out. Like it's just referencing like other transfer windows that we had. Like this one already excites me more than most. So I at the very least give it like not a good rating, but like a 5.5, because we did like the bare minimum, right?
I also want to, I also want to say, go on.
Unlike you, I feel like with like two or three more. That's the thing, like upgrades, not only additions, because I do feel like as of now, we need to get players out to bring players in. Doesn't matter if it happens before or after.
We can do both. We can actually bring players in whilst we sell at the same time.
But
it's been done many times in the past.
No, but my point. No, that's my main priority right now would be that getting a decent backup for Saka.
Oh yeah,
I feel like if I'm to tier a priority list for Arsenal right now, I'd probably put a backup for Saka, upgrading on Nketiah, but that just because I feel like Balogun is leaving, like it doesn't seem like he wants to stay, like it doesn't seem like he is gonna stay. So I do feel like Nketiah is underrated, like he's not a problem, but I do feel like we could do better than him. But if we're to buy a striker, I feel like by the end of the transfer window, he needs to leave because otherwise we have too many players in that area. And just because we have so many players that can play as a striker, right? Like Havertz, Trossard. So like having Nketiah, Jesus plus another striker makes no sense.
I don't know how you say Jesus.
And then after that, I'd probably upgrade on Matt Turner. That's why I don't hate on the next thing we're going to be talking about.
No, I tell you what.
I agree about Matt Turner. He's a decent goalkeeper, but he's not good enough for Arsenal.
Yeah, but we'll bring him up now. Basically, when I looked at it, we put a £40 million bid in, first of all.
No, we didn't.
And then earlier today, what I saw was it was a £20 million offer plus a £3 million add-on. Right, now this is Edu, right? This is how Edu thinks. Static knows my opinion on him, and I think I knew Static's opinion on him.
Oh, you
as
know
well.
my opinion about Edu.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I
Just to
got
tone my
why
voice.
the
So carry on.
hell is he doing that? You're not going to get him for that price. But my opinion of it, Static, I just want to get my opinion across first. Is I don't
Mhm.
think we need him. I think that's an area. If it does need improving, it doesn't need improving now. I think that's the last area it needs improving. I'm thinking about the outside field players that we need proving. Like for
Yep.
instance, maybe a left back, a right wing back. Just to replace, not for first teamers, but just for like a backup player, a backup left back, a backup right winger, a striker.
But we
But
have
when
so
I
many
see a striker,
fullbacks, cuz we have
yeah,
so
but when I
many
see,
fullbacks.
yeah, but when I see, yeah, but we're not playing good. They play that. What's his name? Kawar there, left back. He's no left back.
Kiwi.
Yeah, he's no left
Just call him
back.
Kiwi.
Yeah, that's what I'm about. Like. But yeah, I think he's not a left back. He's terrible. He's shocking there
No,
in
he's
that
a centre back,
position.
boys. Or
He's a centre back.
CM.
Yeah, but
Mm.
so he's not a left back. He's a centre
So
back.
was Ake a year ago. Just saying.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's,
hey,
he's
hey.
But
Aki's
we do.
way better than Kiwior.
No. Yes, he
This
is.
is
Of
you just
course he
disrespected
is.
Ake. I mean, come
Of
on, man.
course he is. But
You just
Kivior's
won
played
the
like
Premier League with Man City. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
but
I'm compared to Kiwi. No.
no, no,
no,
no.
yeah, that's a better
It's
one.
not what I
Listen,
Static,
can
did.
I
It's
just
not what
say,
I did.
speaking of
Yeah.
Nathan Aki, I wanted him so badly when he was at Bournemouth. When
Yeah,
Arsenal were linked to him, I was like, yeah, go and get him.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's young. Like also, yes, not just the fact. Yes,
But
of course, he
I'm
left
just saying.
Chelsea, but
Yeah.
he was doing so well at Bournemouth at the time. I was like, yeah, go and sign him. And look at him now. Just why is every player I was like, Arsenal should go for? They don't go for him. He ends up going Man City or Chelsea, and then he goes and win a trophy. I just
It's
like,
annoying, right? I
yeah,
get that
Arsenal,
feeling. I get
Arsenal,
that
Arsenal.
feeling. But I'm not trying to
Sorry,
compare the two. Come on. Kivior's
it's
played
fine.
like 10 games for Arsenal. Like no, no.
Mm.
But Ake wasn't this good not too long ago, and he like started being played at left back. And Arsenal does have two
Mm.
actual left backs. Though
Fair
you
enough.
could argue that Zinchenko is not actually a left back, but he's been
You
playing there
know,
for
no,
years.
I agree with you. I
Yeah.
agree
yeah.
with you. I
He's a
actually agree
And
DM.
with you because here's the
Shevchenko's a
thing.
DM.
No,
He's a
he's a
DM.
CM. He's a central midfielder.
Yeah,
He
CM or
started his
DM,
career as a
wherever.
central
Yeah,
mid. Yeah.
but he's
No, he's not a
definitely not a
DM.
left
He's
back.
actually a central midfielder. I'm not kidding, guys.
he's a
Because
CM. Yeah.
yeah, because here's the
CM.
thing, guys, and there's one Dutch team I do actually follow closely, PSV Eindhoven or PSV Eindhoven to the Dutch people out there. I know myself. When he was on loan for a season, the majority of games he played, he was actually a central midfielder. He only played like once or twice as a left back. So, but the majority of the time he was at PSV, he played like 20 times as a central midfielder. I was like, okay. And here's the thing: he plays central midfield for Ukraine as well,
Yeah.
as well as being the
Yeah,
captain. So,
yeah,
yeah, you're right. He's not a left back, guys. He can
he's
play
not.
there, but
And I've
I
noticed as well,
yeah.
he's gradually playing Tommy Yasu there as well, like at left back. And I think, what the hell is he doing there? Tommy Yasu at left back. I mean, I'm not being funny. I mean, Tommy Yasu was struggling to get it right back because obviously Ben White's there, which
You
I
know,
I did slate Ben White when he first came, but he was playing centre back position. But now,
Timber played left back as well, like literally the other
yeah, yeah, he
day.
did.
To your
Yeah.
desk.
The
But
thing is, guys,
do you know?
whoever plays like when
Do you think he
Zinchenko.
knows what his first 11 is?
I don't
Or
Oh,
think he
right.
does.
because he's swapping his players all the way around and playing different formations. He's playing players here, there, out of position. Do you think he
That
knows what his first 11 is for this
that
season?
is
Yeah.
that is what
Can I just?
preseason is for, though, right? It is what it's for, like for testing and all that. I just want to say, like,
Yeah,
very
but
quickly,
yeah, go
the
on.
the, the fullback
Yeah.
situation, like it seems very clear to me that like once Timber or Zinchenko's playing, like the other fullback, no matter who it is, if it's KT, if it's Kivior, if it's Ben White, Tomiyasu, doesn't really matter. Whoever's playing is gonna end up doing more of a right or left center back job, and the other guy's gonna be switching to midfield because that's how we've been building play this season, and from the likes of like just getting Timber and the way Arteta is trying to push Kivior to be able to play on left back as well, like it makes sense. It seems to be the direction we're taking, which is like, guys, like Arteta, he's like like he learned from Pep. Like he's not gonna become Pep, but he learned from Pep. So it makes sense that he's gonna be trying to, like do more or less the same
Yeah, I think he's
stuff.
copying Pep, not learning from Pep.
That's
There's a
exactly
difference.
that's my fault.
Big difference.
Yeah,
There's a copycat and then there's actually learning. And he's just copying
yeah.
him completely. I mean, you know that Guardiola did actually do this inverted stuff briefly, but he's now abolished it. He's now said no. He's torn the paper out. He's like, no, I'm not doing it. We're just going to go back four. But look, I have to applaud him though, Guardiola, for playing centre backs at left back. So, but hey, it works. It works. At least he's playing a back four. He's not doing any of this inverted crap. So,
Well,
yeah.
that's the problem. I don't understand his way of thinking logically. I mean, I was watching a stream the other night. Actually,
Arteta has no plan B, boys.
no, he doesn't. He's got a plan A, but he's never got a plan B. And the other thing is, well, I was on a stream the other night, and this Arsenal fan on there, and with the signings we've made, I'm not going to say his name. You know, like belittle him or anything like that.
No,
But
respect.
all I'm gonna say is he said on the stream he was happy with fifth, Arsenal fifth. I said, what? He said, yeah, I'm happy with fifth. I said, what do you mean fifth?
It gets worse. Go on.
We've seen people like this writing it on. I mean, Statics, the one of Twitter. I don't go on Twitter that much. I did a room that people writing it on Twitter and all this and that. But you know what? We finished second
It's
last
not good
season.
for mental health.
I said from bloody fifth. I said, so you reckon that's an improvement? I said, is there any truth in this equation? No. Did you know what I did? I picked up my chair and I literally turned around. I had to have my back towards him to the stream. And then when he stopped talking, I took my chair back round. But seriously, that was how bad it was. So I just thought I'll put that into consideration as well.
Can I just say, Anthony? Sorry to interrupt, mate. I apologise, guys, for interrupting you guys this tonight. But it's good. I miss you guys. One of my closest friends did say, with the money we spent, he wants us to finish the top four. I was like, you're just talking exactly what that PR channel just said. They would just be happy with top four. I was like, there's one person in the live chat, he knows who I'm talking about, the PR chat, and he hates them just as much as I do. But I said, no, with the money that we spent, we have to win the league. There's no excuses. Especially how close we came last season. We have to win the league this time.
Exactly.
Not top four. But yeah, as you were saying, Anthony, go on.
But yeah, and I mean, that was it. But it just makes me think sometimes, I just think of where these Arsenal fans come from half the time in what they're saying. Seriously, it's ludicrous. I can't believe my ears half the time. And it was when he turned around and said he was happy with fifth. I couldn't believe it. We finished second, and I had to remind him we finished second. So, I don't know what's going on there, and that I think there is some of our fan base that could be a little bit, I don't know, what do you want to call, what's the right word you want to call them? Deluded, maybe? I don't know, but it's just they just
deluded would be to say that we are winning, right? Like that's a deluded fan. That like someone that thinks we're better than City already. That's delusional. I feel like that's just someone that's very with very low demands, right?
But
like someone that doesn't know how big Arsenal is, like something like that.
I mean, Man City hasn't really bought anybody. No. They haven't really strengthened this. I mean, I've heard Bernardo Silva. He wants to leave now. Man City, he wants to leave. He wants to go. And they haven't really gone around signing any world-class players, have they?
Well, so they've gone Kovacic and Gvardiol. Like it's not like they're not doing anything.
Gvardiol is not world class. He's a good player, but he's not world class.
No, he's one of the best young center backs in the world.
Oh yeah, of course he is.
Yeah.
That's still I would have taken that, Arsenal, but
yeah, he's in that Saliba category of likely to become.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
rate Kovacic as well.
He's definitely got to deliver this season. That's what I'm saying.
I do feel like eventually the hype on Man City is gonna come down a bit. Like I can't imagine players enjoy playing in front of 50 people that frequently. Just seeing no hype when they lead the Champions League in 3. Like they win they win everything a season can bring to a club, and no one gives a crap. Like, because everyone, like, at the most knows like three people. Like, it's like I don't know. I just don't feel like it's sustainable. But unlike, and I feel like we gotta wrap up the transfer talk, right? Because we went way out of
Yeah.
subject here. Uh,
If the comments
I
are backing
Hey,
up,
I'm not complaining.
there's a lot of comments. There's a lot of comments. I just feel like to wrap this up, then like just the obvious thing, and
Lose it on live chat.
I'll lead for a second here, cause what do you feel like Arsenal needs to do in the transfer window to be able to compete with City objectively, just like positions that we need to address?
I just feel it's like what I said. I feel that we need definitely a backup from Saka, because if he's injured, I don't feel we got no one there to play well on that right wing. I think we need a striker, but I can't see us getting one. But when I say a striker, I may be on about buying someone that's most probably better than Jesus up front. Seriously, why not go? Why not go for a real decent out and out striker for once? There are a few out there. People have said like Anthony, but obviously with the ban, he's not back until January, so that's a no for me. I don't know. I look at if it was Premier League players, like Premier League proven, I would most probably pick the Man City striker, Alvarez. I think he might do a decent job.
How the
Seriously.
hell are we gonna convince City to sell us Alvarez, mate?
But listen, Pep
I
said to
feel
the
like
players,
Mbappe is more likely
I,
than that.
I've read Pep
Yeah, I
said
have to
that
agree.
now any of his players, he don't mind any of his players leaving. But if his players leave, we know they're going to come with an extortionate price. So if we can bid 105 million for Declan Rice, I think not before. I think we can get Alvarez. I reckon we can get him for about 60 million, 65 million. The
No
same we got
way.
Havertz for.
No
Maybe
way.
70 at the most. 70. I won't bid no more than 70 million for him. He should. That player is a World Cup winner. He's behind Haaland. He'll want 13 football for it. He's not gonna. He's not gonna settle being second best on the bench soon enough.
No, yeah, but that was his
Seriously,
first
he's not.
season. That was his first season under Pep. I feel like he wants to stay longer and develop a little more before like starting to demand first
Yeah, I
minutes.
know, but trouble is though, it don't make it to me. It doesn't make sense when you've got a World Cup winner sitting on your sub bench. I know with Man City, the team they've got and the standard of players that's there, I can get it. But to a certain extent, if I play for Man City and I was a World Cup winner, I wouldn't want to be sitting on the bench if I was capable of scoring in the Premier League. Seriously, I wouldn't.
And I should say, and I feel like you guys are gonna hate me for this, and I don't feel like we should develop on that, but I don't agree, and I don't believe that if he came to Arsenal, he would bench Jesus. I don't think that would be the case, just because of the way we play. I'm not saying he's not better. I'm just saying he's not like fit to the way Arteta likes playing and all that. But
The thing is, I do agree with you, Mike, because I feel that if we bring a striker, he's likely to be benched.
Yeah.
Just look at Trossard. He can't even start every week, for crying out loud. You know,
he's
we
playing
only
so
just
well.
signed him in January.
He's been
It's
our
ridiculous.
best player. He's been our best
one.
player
Yeah,
recently.
he's
Yes.
one of our best players, and he should be starting every game, every week. But like I said, I have to agree with you, Marlie, because for the treatment he's doing towards Tierney and Trossard, arguably two of our best players, that should be starting every week. He keeps putting them on the bench. Which, speaking of Tierney, I can't believe he's every preseason game he was on the bench. He wasn't injured, boys. No, I didn't hear any reports saying he was injured. So why is he not starting every preseason game? You know,
I don't know that.
No,
you got
sure,
at least, in my opinion, you guys start at least 90% of your squad. Like the first team's got to be, you got to start at least 90% of the team. You know, for every preseason game. Yes, I can understand if you want to mix things up, but it's just like you got to play your strongest team. In my opinion, you got to play your strongest team for every preseason game. Yeah, you can throw in at least maybe 4, 5, 6 players, just new players, just to integrate in the team, especially new players like Rice, Timber, and Havertz. But like I said, it's just you got to be ready. We're not ready, boys, and we'll talk about that later. But we're not ready for this.
What would you
season.
do, my man? Same question as Cuz. Like objectively, what more do we need to do to be able to battle City for the title?
We need a striker. We need a CM/DM. We need a centre back. I would be okay with taking a goalkeeper as well if if he's better than Matt Turner, I'll take it. Depending on Kieran Tierney, we may need another left back. So, yeah, that's it, boys. I do agree with you as well. We do, and I was thinking about this before the show started. We do need another right winger to compete with Saka, because I'm not sure. Because just Reece Nelson. Why did we give him a new contract? I mean, signs a new contract and then he's injured. It's just like, well done.
That's 6 players though. You do realize that, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
Well, if you want me-
did say that Arsenal needs to win, so we need to sign 6 players.
Yeah, well,
In your
I'll
opinion.
make it easier for everyone. So if I can cut it in half, I will then. So, okay, realistically, we still do need a striker, and I do believe we can get a striker. We still do need a CM or /DM, and a
Is that
goalkeeper.
thinking about a departure or in addition to the ones we have?
I'm just telling you 3 players we need to add to the squad. We need we need a striker, we need CM/CM, we need a goalkeeper. As for players leaving, well, we need to get rid of Pepe, we need to get rid of Lokonga. And there's Cedric as well, even though I don't know what's going on with that. There's so many players that need to go, but Arsenal taking too long to get rid of them. Nuno Tavares as well. Tavares as well is another one. I don't know what's happened with him. There's too many players, guys.
I'm more conservative. Main priority, absolutely. Like, we should be getting someone that's not competition for Saka, because that's so expensive to do, but someone that's not gonna make us cry and want to kill ourselves whenever Saka's injured or Saka can't play or Saka needs a rest. Like someone good.
But I agree, Marlie, and that's the thing. But here's the thing, though: we need players that will push our squad. Push all players to the limit. Because, like I said, because you look at Ramsdale, there's too many times he's gotten away with a few things and he has to be tested. We need all of our players to be at their A game. Every game, 100%. Because if you look at Man City, like there was, I don't like to bring Man City into the equation, even though we will talk about the preview later, obviously Community Shield. I noticed when they dropped De Bruyne or De Bruyne, I know too much stuff, but where De Bruyne and Cancelo at the time, before he went on loan to Bayern Munich in January, so many players were dropped by Guardiola because their standard, they weren't performing 100%. So it's just like, and and that was a pretty bold decision. That was a very bold decision by Guardiola to do that, to bring in squad players, even young players. Like I remember this Rico Lewis right back taking over Kyle Walker's position. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about Man City. But the point is just we do need players that will provide competition for the team, because there's been too many games, especially the last 18 games, where we just you look at the bench. That bench was so weak. We couldn't even rotate.
With you.
I can understand Arteta did not want to play Fabio Vieira because, but he was playing Saka way too much and just
I'll
go on, guys. Sorry.
just finishing up. You went on for a second there. Just the reason why I don't feel like we should try to look for competition for Saka is because the rest of the team needs to match up to Saka before that happens, right? So I just want enable backup, and then on top of that, I would like to upgrade on Nketiah. That's contingent on him leaving at some point, because I don't want us to have too many players. And then I would like to upgrade on Matt Turner. Other than that, I feel like we're good. I feel like we have a solid squad. Do you want to go to the comments before going to the next topic?
Go on then. Just attack the comments.
All right. This is going
Hello
to
to everyone
a
in the
lot
chat.
now. Ben White was not on the air. Remember that? Okay, that's from the comment on Timber, I think. German Pepe, that's for Havertz.
Ben White got to do with Timber, but okay, fair enough.
Saka was bossing him and giving instructions in multiple games, including Barca. And Saka's barely a loudspeaker, so if someone like a Ramsdale shouts at him, he may cry next to the corner flag. Okay, that's a little harsh. They didn't sign either Tielemans or Madison, which is sad as AF. Could have convinced either or both to join our project for a good deal. I would have been happy
I
with both of
100
them.
Nitesh, we don't always agree, but I agree with you. We should have signed James Maddison. I'm still effing furious with Arsenal for wasting money on Kai Havertz when we should have got James Maddison. And by the way,
Yeah.
I've watched him many times in the last 3 years. He can actually do well as a central midfielder. Like he's more physical than Havertz, and
I
Havertz
think
is
that
six foot
too. I think
five.
that
Sorry, no offense.
too. Hope y'all
Sorry,
are
carry
well.
on.
No, it's all good. And the problem here is not the players, it is the manager playing a flawed technical system, leaving the left flank completely exposed was bad enough, but to do in the right hand side too would be madness. I
I
don't
agree.
feel like I don't think he's looking to play Zinchenko and Timber. I think it's either or. I would
Let's hope
agree.
not.
If we played both, I feel like that's kind of cool. Yeah. Unless
Yeah.
you're using one as a midfielder, but yeah, no. Like
Mm.
two center backs and these two on the sides, that's a huge no.
By the way,
In my
Warren's
opinion.
team talk, big love and respect to you, right? He knows.
Yeah, or
You would remember this as well when we were doing Hector Bellerin. We were doing that, playing him as inverted right back. Now we're doing it on the opposite side with Zinchenko. But yeah. Wait, moving on. Let's keep the show going.
Go ahead, cuz.
yeah, right. Community Shield. Right. Well, what I want to know, lads, is in a Community Shield, what are you expecting us to play like? You know, are we actually going to give it to Man City? Basically, what would your team be playing against Man City if you wanted to win this Community Shield? And obviously, I'll ask your score predictions there at the end. But Static, I'm going to come with you first on this one.
My, you're asking? Are you asking me about my team that I'd pick?
Yeah, you're asking. I'm asking you about the team.
Okay.
If there's what team would you play against Man City?
At the moment, the team I would pick would be Ramsdale. I would start Ramsdale, Tierney, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White. I wouldn't quite put Timber in just yet. I'm tempted, but no. Party, Rice. I'm trying to remember I was at six. Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard, and Trossard.
That's all right. You're gonna 4-2-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. First, thank me, because that was what I was going to go for, and you picked exactly the same team as me. You picked
You know,
exactly
Trossard can
the same
play centre
players.
forward, so he'd be perfect there. Although, you know, we
Yeah.
seem to be playing a 4-3-3 now
Yeah.
formation.
Yeah. Trouble is, though, if you're playing that, you can't play Rice with Porte. You know what I'm saying? It's too bloody defensive. You know, you can't play two
Yeah,
DMs.
to be clear to everyone, yeah, that's a 4-2-3-1 formation, and I'm only going with that because let's be honest, Man City is going to be completely dominating the midfield. They're going to have a lot of possession of the ball. We're barely going to touch it, boys. So
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
and I don't feel like if Rice plays alongside Partey, even though he is very able as a DM, I don't feel like he's going to be playing solely as a DM. He's going to be more of a CM there, and he's fully able of doing that too. Rice is a great player. My lineup is.
my score prediction.
Yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
I know you did. I just remembered. Oh my god. Well, listen, I was quietly confident, but after what the highlights I saw against Monaco, I'm not convinced about Arsenal. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. Shouldn't be because it's Community Shield, but like I said, I still want Arsenal to go out there and win because we have to win against Man City. I don't care what anyone says. We have to win against Manchester City. We need to show them what we're made of and that we're ready to compete with them all the way again next season. I think we're going to lose the game, and it hurts me to say that because my heart says we'll win 2-1, but we're going to lose. We're going to lose 2-1.
Marlie?
Yeah.
All right.
This wasn't easy,
wouldn't-
boys.
No.
I love Tierney so much, my man. Like I'm trying to I don't know. Like I don't know what's going on. Like it doesn't seem like he wants to leave. Like I have no idea if Arteta was like just testing the waters. I'm not gonna put him in my starting lineup just because I can't see it happening. Right. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm gonna go with Timber on the left and White on the right.
Oh, God. I could see it happening, you know, Timber playing left.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Or maybe
that's
even
what's gonna happen.
Kiwi, just for.
It could be Kivior. It could be Kivior. Yeah,
that's what I call
Kivior.
him as well.
I would prefer
It's called Kiwi.
Timber.
It's easier. I apologize to some of my Polish friends that might be watching me right now. I know we're not good. We don't speak Polish, but we're trying. We're trying.
I'd prefer Timber over Kivior than have
Yeah,
Ben
Kiwi on.
White
Yeah.
playing on the right.
Yeah.
I'd also go with that same partnership of Rice and Partey, Odegaard slightly ahead of him. Then, yeah, this is where I struggle because I do feel like Trossard is the best player of our preseason. So
100%.
he deserves to start. Yeah, because even though I feel like I watched the Monaco game and the standout in my opinion was Nketiah. Like he was our like least miserable performer in my opinion. But yeah, I'm not gonna. Martinelli played well as well.
Oh, he was fantastic.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll
That
go
might be.
with what you guys
I
went with.
might be overhyping him there, but yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go, Marley.
No, he was good. He was good. Martinelli's always a threat. So yeah, I'd go
Oh,
with
yeah.
Martinelli, Trossard, and Saka. Same thing. So I'm just switching Tierney for Timber, and yeah, I feel like that's a good enough lineup. We're gonna lose 3-0. It's
You know what you just did? You just hyped the squad. Oh, we're going to lose 3-0.
Yeah.
yeah,
That was clever. That was very clever of you to do that.
It's the best team we can go with right now. I do feel like it's a good enough team to win a lot of games this season. I hope we bring more players. I don't feel like these players we're gonna be bringing in are gonna be starters, but they're gonna help. We're still not better than City, and yeah, I feel like we're losing.
As a joke, at least I'm kinder to Arsenal compared to you, Marley. You said 3-0. I said 2-1.
That's my genuine prediction, my man. Like that's what I think is gonna happen.
The ironic thing is, I was gonna say the same thing, but I decided to be more generous. So I don't know why. Maybe it's just I'm excited for the new season. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm being generous to say we'll lose by a goal instead of 3 goals. Yeah. So who knows? I'm not putting the blame on you or anything.
And I'm actually excited for the season, but this game, yeah, we're losing 3-0. That's my prediction. Yeah.
Well, mine's exactly the same as Statix. We're going to go Ramsdale in goal, Tierney. You know, our flat back four: Ben White, Gabriel Saliba, White Partey, Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard, and Trossard up front. You know what, guys? I'm going to go 1-1, and I'm going to go 5-3 to Man City on penalties. That is good. That's where I'm going to go. So I think we've all agreed that Man City is going to win, but in different ways. Like,
yeah.
If we get to PKs, it doesn't look good. It doesn't. Yeah. Like that's not Ramsdale's forte. It really isn't.
But don't worry, all Arsenal fans. Ramsdale saved a penalty against Monaco. Yay!
And we won a trophy. It might be the only trophy we win.
Don't it counts? It counts.
Yeah. Did you see the excitement on the pitch?
Let me just go to the official Arsenal website. What do I see there? Oh yeah, it's not a real trophy.
Yo, there's a lot of comments now. Like a lot of them.
Read them out, mate.
Natash, you're making my job a lot harder, my man. But I still love you. Okay. We should go for Daka, maybe. I don't see why.
Patson Daka, Leicester.
No way. Move on.
I am on 7-2. Raya makes it 8. I think that's fair. I agree with that. And if we get a kudos of sorts, like I'd get very close to a 10. Like considering it's Arsenal, that makes me so happy. If Partey had left us, it would have been worse for us.
Yeah, I agree.
Zinchenko can be the CM. We need a Tierney and Timber at left back.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to that.
No, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah,
crack
Del
on.
boy.
Oh boy. Now this guy, he loves Eddie the Ketya, Del boy.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves him. He
You know, he's got the
thrives
black
off him.
man. He's. I could see his black man now. He's got it ready for Nketiah. I was like, Del boy, if you're on the live chat, I've still got some petrol to give to you.
I told him I'm going to give him a piggyback if it's Crystal Palace. That's what I'm going to do. Jump on me back. There you go. Sit himself.
I think he's talking about Havertz here. Yes, he will be a poacher because last season Xhaka spent most of the time too in the opposition box.
I
I feel
hope
like
so.
I feel like
I hope
most
so.
Arsenal fans see this. Like we're probably very worried defensively because we just can't see how Havertz is going to do what Xhaka did defensively. But going forward, like he's better than Xhaka. There's very little arguments to say otherwise. It's just like we'll have to see. Like we'll have to find that balance,
Yeah.
right? But. I just sub to your channel. Thank you for the love, my
Right,
man.
everyone.
Addy is freaking useless. Anto will tell you that. I feel like useless is a strong
Exactly.
word. I don't
Del
think
boy, you know
Nketiah
how
is
I feel about
great,
Nketiah as
but
well. Yeah.
I don't
Yes,
think
I
he's
know how
great.
you feel about the yeah.
Back
He's
in a
useless.
bit.
End of discussion.
I strongly disagree with that.
Well, I strongly disagree with you for the debate.
No, I'm aware of that. But
Listen, we have he is. Okay. Listen, it's great that he works hard for the team. That's great, but here's the thing: you expect all your team, all 11 players, to work hard for the team to give 100%. But he's a striker. You're playing for Arsenal. You have to score goals. You're wearing Henry's old number. You're getting paid between 100 to 200. Someone said 200 grand a week, but apparently it is actually 100 grand a week. He's getting paid. No excuses. You have to perform at Arsenal.
Static.
If you
Can
can't,
I just?
go to Leeds United. I mean, at least you
Yeah.
were
Can I?
average
Can I?
there.
Can I
Sorry,
just
Marlie.
tell you someone?
We'll
Do
agree
you
to
know that?
disagree.
You know that Omri's shirt number? Would you have basically? Would you have retired it? Said
Yes,
like no
100%.
I
Yes.
would have.
Yes.
Literally said no, you're not having that.
Controversial, but yes.
Yeah,
To some,
because
but
it is. I find it an insult to Thierry Henry. Personally,
I don't
Sorry?
like retiring.
Yeah,
numbers.
I find it an insult to Thierry Henry.
Oh
Putting
yeah,
it,
100%.
yeah,
I mean,
I do.
the problem
I
is,
was very
but
offended.
yeah.
I was very offended when they gave the 14 to Nketiah. Very offended.
Thank you for agreeing with me, Marley. Thank you.
Very offended. I'm not in favor of retiring numbers. Thierry Henry, he's the reason I support Arsenal. Literally, like he's my favorite player ever.
Yeah. There's
But
one.
I just don't agree with the culture of retiring numbers. But Nketiah
Yeah,
didn't
fair
deserve
enough.
it. He didn't.
There
He
is
did not.
one player. There is one number. I'd be more than happy for it to be retired. Number 10, Bergkamp. It's only one
Bergkamp.
number 10.
Yeah.
One all day long. Just this. Yeah. I wouldn't
There's
give
no
number.
other
I
player
don't
that
feel
can wear it.
comfortable giving number 10 to any other Arsenal player, but
No.
Dennis Bergkamp. Unless he comes out of retirement, yeah, we'll give you number 10. But yeah. But no, I wouldn't give number 10 to anyone, and it just makes me sick seeing Smith Rowe. Look, I like Smith Rowe, but he should have just kept wearing number 32 instead of number 10. But someone else, I think Matt Turner or someone else is wearing number 32. I can't remember who the players. But
I think it is.
personally, I would retire. If there's one number I would 100% retire is number 10 because Bergkamp, 11 years at Arsenal, just doesn't get any better than that, boys.
But my man,
I was so young, but I'm super grateful to have seen Bergkamp live. Even though I was just a kid.
I get
but,
that.
Wow.
And I love Bergkamp, but like
I understand you don't want to retire numbers. That's fine. Ooh,
yeah.
You know,
No, but
Barcelona
didn't retire number 10. Santos didn't retire
I
number
know
10
that.
after Pelé.
Yeah.
Like it's number 10. Like it's a big one. But I get it. I get the love. I totally do.
Yeah, of course.
Tomiyasu can play left back too. He does so for Japan.
Mm.
Tomiyasu can play every defensive position doing the job. But like
correct.
he doesn't do great, like he does okay. I like him. I want him to do better, but like he was great for 6 months. He was okay for another 6. He was horrible last season. Horrible. So I don't know what's gonna be happening.
We agree, Marley. Ah.
Phil Zinchenko will just fill in Xhaka's shoes directly, so we don't need another CM. So would you be looking to get another left back then? Or are you thinking Tierney's going to be more of a protagonist this season, Nitesh? Because I feel like the people that accompany me in this stream would agree with you, would be happy with that. Timber could play left back and Zinchenko and CM, and Tierney could be just a backup.
Oh, it's
Okay,
looking like Tierney is a backup at the moment. So,
it does. It does. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I have to.
He admittedly said he's trying to learn his traits from Zinchenko, right? So apparently, like, there's something
Yeah,
there
I
that he
can't
knows
say
he's
that.
not ready for. I said that
Maybe.
you put them two together. That's amazing. That's the ideal left back right there. I said that we'll finish fourth or fifth next season, with Chelsea
Hmm.
fighting with us for the last UCL spot. If that happens, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Very disappointed.
That'll be a huge failure, and Arteta will have
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, if we finish fifth or fourth, yeah, I agree with you. Uh,
Hmm.
th- though from next season, UCL spots might increase for all leagues. That'd be very beneficial to us.
You were agreeing with me. However, I don't know about you, Marley, but like I said, if we don't win the league, Arteta has to go.
I'm not that black or white there. I'm really
Fair
not.
enough.
Like
Fair
if
enough.
we compete for the title again this season, I feel like there's strong enough arguments for him to stay. Like
You know,
just
it's
He's got
just
to
for
because
win a major trophy. He's got to win.
static word corrects me. He's got to win a trophy because at the end of this season,
Got to win
I
a
think it's
European
been
trophy
four.
or the
It's
league.
been a
So
four.
much
It's
money
been a
spent.
four
Sorry,
and a
Adam.
half
Go on. Go on.
years. I want a league and I want the FA Cup and just maybe
Anthony, it's been
for
almost
me,
3.5 years now.
yeah, but
You
it'd
keep
be
saying
four and a half.
4.5 years.
Yeah, no, it'd be
I know
four
what
and a
you
half
mean.
years at the end of the
12 months
season.
later will be four and a
And
half
yeah,
years. Yes.
and it's to be honest, it's like I said. I want the Premier League. That's your bread and butter. I want the Premier League and the FA
Me too.
Cup. We're not going to
Mm.
win We're not going to win the Champions League, but I don't mind
No,
going
of course
far
not.
as say round 16, maybe quarters. I'll be happy with that.
Fair
But
enough.
I want the
I'm gonna say something that you guys are gonna call me crazy for. I feel like Arsenal stands a bigger chance of winning the Champions League than the Premier League.
I disagree.
I do. It's just because like
We'll agree to
Man
disagree.
No, sure, but Man
Yeah.
City is a much better side than Arsenal. So
Static. You
beating
don't
them
have
in
a
a
pen on you, do you?
38 league in a 38
Sorry,
league
one.
in 38 games
One
competition,
at a time.
it's tough.
You don't have a pen of you. 'Cause you right, Marley out here a P45. Right, I'm at a
Right,
P45 now.
next. Right,
Yeah, I'm trying to get it. Right, I'm at a
Mate,
P45.
mate, the best team in
Let's
the
see.
world,
Yeah,
the
done.
best team in the world is in England. It's Man City. It's Man City. They're the big dogs. They're the scariest team we can play right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's easier to beat them in a competition where at the most you're going to face them like just back and forth than instead of a league where you have 38 games. I feel like we're very much so underdogs in both, but I feel like just talking about chances and percentages, I feel like it would be greater in the Champions League. They're too good when you're talking about too many games.
Do you want to continue the comments? I think there's a lot.
If
We do
Bernardo
apologize,
Silva
live chat. We
leaves,
love to talk.
they will surely sign one or two players for their midfield. Yeah, midfield wing, right? Like it seems that Mahrez is leaving left already, or is leaving too.
Yeah, he's already joined a Saudi Arabian club.
Yeah,
Saudi
there you
Arabian
go.
club.
They're
Mahrez is
losing a
gone.
lot of players. They're losing a lot of
Yeah,
players.
they're definitely weaker, but
Yeah,
it's still a threat. 100%.
still better than us. That's the thing.
Oh
Well,
yes.
yeah, they are. Yeah. But
Manchester City's.
I like to compete with them. At the minute, the way how things are going, the transfers that we've done, we seem like to be the only team that can compete with them at the minute. Man United can't compete with them at the minute because they're dodgy, a little bit leaky at the back. They need a striker.
They've just
Um,
signed one. They've just signed Hoyland from Atalanta.
well, yeah, Hoyland, yeah, but
I'm a little bit jealous of Man United
I
because
don't know.
he's
I'm not
decent.
really.
He's not great in my opinion, but he's
I
decent.
think he'd
He's
get
a decent
about
striker.
12 goals, 12, maybe between 12, 15 goals a season in his first season. But apart from that, I can't see anything else in him. But
I
I
am
know
going to
he's
say
got a
though,
depth.
he is
He's
better
got a
than
depth.
Nketiah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Sure,
He
sure.
is.
Yeah,
No,
He
of
is.
course he is. Of course he is.
Marley's better than Nketiah. I'd rather
I'm
sign him.
not. I am not. I'm not better than Ketia. I can
Oh
tell you.
yes, you are, Marley.
I'm probably worse than you, my man. Like I'm not. Like I bring shame to Brazil. But I Manchester City's fan base is slowly growing big. That's the problem. I where?
Hmm.
Where? Like I know that there's people that follow them, but like fan base, like fans, Man City fans, like looking at it, like dude, Arsenal signing Havertz was literally something louder online than Man City winning the treble.
Marley, are there any Man City fans in Brazil?
No, I mean, there's people
In
that
your
like
area?
them, right? No, no,
In
no.
your area, though?
I don't know any. I don't know any Man City fans. No,
Wow.
no, I don't. I don't. Then again, it's not like it's very common for Brazilians to have other teams, right? Like 'cause we're very attached to the Brasileirão, so
Yeah.
it's not that. But I do know, like I know a Leicester fan. I know United fans. I know people that actually support like United or even Chelsea. But
What
Man
about
City,
Aston Villa?
no, no. People
Wow.
don't even know. No, Aston Villa, like,
I'm shocked because you know Diego Carlos. He plays for
yeah,
Aston Villa. He's Brazilian. So I'm
yeah,
surprised there's not at least a few Brazilians
but
Aston Villa fans.
Diego Carlos is not a famous player in
No, of
Brazil.
course not. But he used to
You'd
play for
argue,
Sevilla, though.
yeah, Douglas Luiz probably brings the attention
Yeah,
of some
him as
Glasgow
well.
fans,
Yeah.
fans, but that's it.
Mm.
Like I don't see Man City bringing like growing enough. So I don't know. Like if they always put the money, they're always going to be good. But I just don't see how like FFP is going to keep allowing this to happen because I just don't see how they're raising this money. It makes no sense. We have a better chance of signing Lewandowski from Barcelona than Alvarez from City. I agree. It's very close to zero on both ends.
That's a fair comment.
Evening, guys. Evening now. Evening, everyone. BX.
Good evening, guys.
We don't need a CMDM. We can start Zinchenko, Partey, and Odegaard in midfield.
We'll agree to disagree, Nitesh.
Okay. Hey, all.
Hey, May, he's here.
Garlic. Oh, that's Maisie. Hey, Maisie. What's up?
It's Maisie. Legend.
Garlic
Garlic
bread.
bread. Is
Oh,
that now? Is
garlic
that with a
and
steak or a
garlic
pasta sauce? That's the only two times I'll eat garlic bread.
All right. So
That's
she
actually a good
reckons it's gonna
prediction.
be 1-1
Oh,
extra
she's copying
time.
you, actually.
Yeah.
Football United.
No, it's not. But anyway.
We need this for mentality. Okay, we should play a proper
Once I agree with that
3-4-3
person.
against City. Though honestly, we actually play that even with a 4-4-2 because the midfield we will be overloaded that way,
Yeah, it's
and
got
we
to be
can
official
deal with them.
3-4-3, but
All right. That's a lot of comments, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start being a little faster. We'll win 4-2. That's very optimistic. I hope you're right.
yeah, we'll go
2-1.
Go for it.
You're holding the correct score. Nice one, Shea Adams. Okay, sorry. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, TP5, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard. That's my lineup. So this person agrees with me. The boss from Moss. City won't take that game seriously, and they start off really slow. Okay, that's a good argument. Marley should do a forfeit if we win. I will not. I will not. We still have just because like I never want to put myself in a situation where I'm rooting against Arsenal. So no, like I'm not gonna do that. We still have Turner on the bench for that one. Don't worry. Oh yeah, Turner could be subbed in to save some PKs and become more expensive. That could be actually kind of smart. No, Alba did a great job with it. It was one of the reasons he joined us. The number 14? I think he's talking about the number 14, right?
Yeah.
Big up panel, Static bringing the high standards. Yeah. Bro, Gav. It ain't basketball to be retiring numbers. I'm with you there. In basketball, you have 100 to pick from, right? So it's easier to retire numbers.
Different sports, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. Number 10 is Eternal in the game. Hello, lads.
We'll agree to disagree.
Morgan rocks. They gave that fucking number to Gallus post Burkamp and made it a big joke. Previous person should give permission to next player with a number. That's problematic. Watch tonight, bro. Okay, guys, I'm gonna start. Yeah, want to go to the next topic, and I'll finish up afterwards. You guys wrote a lot here, and I feel like we're going off tempo here slightly.
Yeah.
I'll try to come back exactly to that comment. Thank you for the love, guys. Everyone there.
Oh, yeah.
Expectations for the season, cuz.
Expectations. I've actually said it. I want the Premier League and I want the FA Cup. If Arteta doesn't win a trophy next season, in my opinion, he should be gone. It's as simple as that.
100%.
Okay, am I up?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
I
wait.
like
correct.
my expectations for the season or that we have a similar season to the last one where we're competitive in the Premier League. Hopefully we win it. I do feel like the only way Arsenal wins the league is that if City has like somewhat of a drop. Otherwise, like I just don't see it happening to us or any other team. I hope we were able to like have a serious run in the Champions League. If we do it in the FA Cup, sure. If we win the FA Cup, I'm going to be very happy, but I'm not putting too much importance in that competition. Like I want us to be competitive in the big two so that we stabilize ourselves as one of the big dogs again because we kind of quit being one of them for a long time. But the only way that like if I'm gonna want to see like Arteta's head on a plate if we finish outside of the competition, like if we don't outside of the top four, if we're not actually fighting for the league like halfway through the season, like that's not acceptable to me. If we're taking a step down, but if we like maintain the steady course, like I'm not gonna be throwing a fuss. Those are
Right,
my
okay.
expectations.
I was just going to say in response to what Nitesh said, yeah, I know Aubameyang did quite well wearing number 14. Theo Walcott as well. You know, he scored over 100 goals for Arsenal. So, but it's just, look, everyone's entitled to their opinion, as am I. Like I said, maybe not retire number 14, but 10, I still would. Because like I said, we haven't got, it doesn't get any better than what we had with Bergkamp wearing number 10. That's what people need to understand. Because we haven't done better since Bergkamp with number 10. That's what people need to put into perspective. But look, like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, so that's fine. My prediction, well, it's quite simple. Win the effing league. Win the league. Win the league. Win the league. If not, Arteta has to go. Look, if we win, and I have to use an example with what happened to Louis van Gaal. When Manchester United finished outside the top four, he won the FA Cup. But guess what? He lost his job. If the same scenario happens to Arteta, we finish fourth or outside of the top four, but we win the FA Cup, he still has to go. No excuses. He's got to win the league, boys. Yeah, I know we're not going to win the Champions League, but I still want Arsenal to compete in the Champions League, get as far as we possibly can. Semi-finals at least, even though it's extremely unlikely. It's extremely unlikely, as I repeat to everyone, but we've got to win the league. And if he doesn't win it, but he wins the League Cup or FA Cup, not a European trophy, Arteta has to go. I'm sorry, he spent way too much money. He spent nearly £700 million. And we keep making excuses. Oh, let's give him another year. Let's give him another year. Why? No. Stop making excuses, guys. We are Arsenal Football Club. And this is to all Arsenal fans. We are Arsenal Football Club. We're not Burnley FC. We're not Watford. With all due respect to those football clubs. And I actually like those football clubs. But like I said, we're Arsenal Football Club. We're the third most successful club in England and third biggest in England. When I first became an Arsenal fan, you know, it's a local team and everything, I was brought up with the high standards, thanks to my wonderful mother and the rest of my family. And I will never, ever, ever lower my standards for anyone, including myself. Because if I'm going to lower my standards for Arsenal, I may as well go and support Burnley. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to support Tottenham. I'd rather support Burnley, which are content with staying up, you know, promotion, not happy relegation, but make sure you get back to the Premier League and so on and so on. But like I said, we've got to win the league, guys. Or if he doesn't win the league, Arteta, he has to go. What we need to do is do exactly the same as what we did last season: win every game. But the last 18 games, we've got to win them.
Yeah.
And Arteta needs to start. Yeah, sorry.
This comment here, all I'm going to say is, Rich, you won. Right? Listen to your older sibling. Okay? Right. If Arteta don't win a trophy this season, we should keep him and give him another 5 years contract.
You can have a 5-year contract as my janitor.
Yeah. And you know what?
I was running a company.
This is coming from a typical Man United fan. Yeah,
Dick
so
Herbert.
What?
yeah,
Your brother's a
he's been
Man
a
United
complete.
fan?
Yes, he's a dick.
Oh no!
His
No
name's there.
offense. No, no.
Yeah, Dick. That's
Dick
what we got to
Herbert.
call him. Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine the fights in the family.
Yeah, we do rip the piss out of one another, mind you, between Arsenal and Man United. We really do. You know,
Yeah,
we,
but it's
we
just
tell each other. We tell
yeah.
each other. He's basically. I'll be honest with you. He's coming on the show. I'm
Hmm.
doing a show, the Premier League weekend show, and this is he's going to come on with me. So we're going to pick out three um top games of the weekend, but obviously not yet. It'd be
Hmm.
the following week, and also we're going to be doing a scores prediction. It's going to be me against him, and obviously we're going to tally up the points and who wins. So I mean, remember Dan Turfmore, the Burnley fan.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was on the championship one with him last season on his
Yeah,
chat, and
he's a
I
legend.
won
Yeah, yeah.
I won the score prediction,
Cool.
and I was on the stream. I said, right, pal, I said, because I'm the winner. I said, what's my winning prize? So the following week, he read it all out in this and that, and he went, and Anthony, here's your winning prize. And between us, guess what he put up between us?
What?
A massive bag of dog shit. That was what I won, right? That was what I won.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Congratulations, Dan.
And
Cheers, mate.
listen, and Anthony, Marley, I want
Mm.
to be clear to you guys and to everyone in the live chat. I love Arsenal Football Club with all my heart, and it just what people need to understand is, for 19 years, it's broken my heart so much for us not winning the league. And it's just, I always talk passionately because I just love my club so much. And yes, we're all entitled to our opinion, and yes, I mean, one common thing we'll want is for Arsenal to do well. I just want everyone to be on the same page as Arsenal fans, that we just want the club to do well and to succeed. And my direction might be slightly different to others, but I still speak from the heart, and I have since the day I became an Arsenal fan. I always speak from the heart, and that will never ever change. And you know, when I bleed Arsenal, and it's just I just can't. It hurts so much. Even last season, I was absolutely heartbroken when we threw away the league, when we were leading by 8 points. We're 8 points clear with 10 games to go, and I was completely heartbroken. I was crestfallen, boys. I know we all were as Arsenal fans, but that one just hurt me the most because just that fact I've seen Arsenal win the league 19 years ago and just not seen it since, and just sorry if I sound depressed. It's just I'm trying
I get it.
to I'll be upbeat, but it's just I'm still hurt from last season, boys. Right at the end, it's just.
Yeah,
But look,
I get it.
I know
I
what
am
you mean.
if we win the league, listen, and I just want to be clear as well to everyone in live chat. If we win the league, I will be the first to say, well done, Arteta. You have finally proven me wrong.
Put your hands
Well
up.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give him a round of applause.
Yeah, I would as
I'm a
well.
man of my word, and I will definitely do that. If he wins the league,
It's fair.
Marty,
I
is
would
that
love
it for the
nothing
comments?
more but to be proven wrong.
Hmm?
And it's the same with Kai Havertz as well. Two people I need to.
Is that it for the comments?
Oh, the comments. Okay.
Anyway,
Is
carry
that
on.
everything for the comments, or?
Yeah, there's plenty more. I'm gonna skip through a couple here. BX says top 4 in the trophy, bare minimum. It's sensible as well. Newcastle isn't
Fair
backing
enough.
down. Ten Hag is looking rock solid. Plus, City is City. So I think we'll be fighting for fourth. Yeah, I don't see us finishing below United and Newcastle. I don't. I understand what you're saying, but I don't see it. Maybe 7, 8, 9 p.m. Is it?
Marley, go for the comments that are for us. That'll be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Manchester City has a much bigger squad than most teams in the world. Just Chelsea has gone berserk now and are looking to fight with them. Yeah, but Chelsea's gone berserk with unproven players, though. It's they're going quantity over quality there. Man City are the best at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
They're the best by far in the moment. Amrabat on the way to United for
I like
medical.
him. He's a good player.
I think he's a good player, but I don't think this is this business that transforms United or anything like that. If Arteta don't win a trophy next season,
We
okay,
shot that
that's
comment.
exactly. Reckon a halfway line goal will cost Arsenal again Europe next season. I think Arteta will win next season. Will be the Arsenal. I'm yeah, that one went
Seriously,
beyond.
your brother's a troll, Anthony.
He is a
Amount of time
troll.
was
He
spent
is.
on the club. We
big,
definitely
big love and
deserve
respect him,
better.
but
Man City hasn't strengthened
no,
apart
they've
from
signed
Concordio
Kovacic as well.
and
We just mentioned
Kovacic.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we mentioned that earlier. Yeah, I think Bargav joined like a couple minutes ago. Think that's that. Cuz do you wanna add anything else? Do you wanna what's up?
Oh, nothing. No, no, it's fine. Yeah. Basically, well, that's everything done there. The comments and that everything.
Yeah, in the comments. Yeah, I'm sorry if I
Yeah.
forgot
That's
anyone, but you guys are very communicative.
yeah.
In that.
No, that's same.
Mm.
Well, it's pretty much come to the end of the show now.
Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed it. It's been brilliant. Do you know what? I've got to say, it has been good. To have you on static.
It's good to be back, boys. It's good to be back.
And I got to see this. If you want to come on the show next time, just give me a shout. I'll bring you on in that. And
Yeah, I would
seriously,
love to.
don't be a stranger, mate. You're more welcome on this show than anybody else, mate. So it's been really good. I've enjoyed having you on.
Well, I've missed
Because I've
you, and
enjoyed-
well, to be honest, I've missed Marlie more than you, actually. But
Yeah, you most probably would have. Yeah.
I miss you both very much. Like, it's just, yeah. I don't know why it's been. I still can't believe it's been at least 18 months, maybe.
Yes,
It's definitely been over a year. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
because just big changes in life and everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but no, I've missed doing these Friday night shows. It's been a long time, but yeah, it's really good to be back, boys. Like I said, I have really missed you guys, and I've missed doing shows. So I still can't believe the last show I did was with Stephen.
Yeah, man.
Was around rest in peace. So
Yeah,
I
but
miss
yeah,
him.
miss him all the time.
we got all our we do. We got.
I know for a fact he'll be pleased that I'm back on here as well.
Yeah,
This channel.
yeah, he would be. Yeah,
This wonderful.
And you know what?
channel.
I feel like he'd be very aligned with what you guys are expecting for the season, your demands for the season. I feel like you represented him quite well as well. So I feel
I
like
know he'll be agreeing
I
with me.
can I can hear him saying exactly what you guys are saying, but with more passion. Not gonna lie, he has more passion than both of you
He'll be
combined.
like, hey,
Yeah.
Terry's still here.
Yeah,
What?
he'd be more passionate about it. Yeah, wanting his head on a plate, but very well represented.
He's screaming
Yeah,
whilst his family like, Stephen, keep it down, please.
I miss.
Oh yeah.
The amount of times his bedroom doors open, his mother's come.
Oh, his mum pops in the room.
He's like, Stephen, keep it
Yeah.
down, please. And even his sister just that cracks me up every time we've done live streams on his channel.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Brilliant.
the door creaks open. It's like, Stephen, can you shut up, please?
I'm on the street. And that was all it was. But yeah, it was great being on there. Me and him, do you know what? We never rowed, we never argued. We always seen eye to eye on things.
Like
with Arsenal.
like you and me, Anthony.
Yeah. Well, we can't see much about Marley, but he's all right, Marley. He's all right. He's a good one. We just got to train him.
I guess he's okay. He has his
he's all right. Yeah. But I tell you what, Static, in the last 18 months,
it's because I disagree with you guys often, but I'm so freaking lovely that you can't bring yourself not to like me.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
It's all love,
been a bit crap in the last 18
right.
months.
It's the baritone. It's the baritone.
And so Morris team Feminazi has been terrible in the last 18 months. I've learned Portuguese. Marlie can tell you. I've actually he's been in a stream with him and Matt, and I've been putting Portuguese in the I've been learning it quite a lot. So
don't you mean Brazil Portuguese? That's what I'm talking about. There's difference, Portuguese and Brazil Portuguese.
Yeah. So Matt brings it up. He goes, "What's he saying?" And Marley's there laughing, going, "Move on."
Yeah.
Is that true? Wow.
I don't know what he's saying, but
that's how most people. That's how most people should react to most things Anthony says in any language. By the way, yeah.
Just like,
Moving on.
or you can just say, "Care." Moving on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That was it. So let me put static on solo here. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Cuz
Yeah, yeah. If you've
Yeah.
got
okay.
Stack on, so yeah, where can we find you, Stack? We'll
You
tell
can
people.
find. Hi everyone. You can find me on Instagram, static__5. You can also find me here on Football United TV and many Arsenal related YouTube channels. That is it.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. I guess I'm next. Okay. You can also find me here on Football United TV. This is my home. I can't. Yeah, accents are not my thing, guys. Sorry.
Please
Find me
don't do
on
that again.
Instagram as well. No, I'm never gonna attempt it again. Eventually, I felt like I hang out with you guys enough. I should have learned, right? I can't. I can't.
I
My
can probably
accent's
speak better
Yankee all
Brazilian
the
than
way.
you.
Let's not go that far.
Yeah.
Let's not
No,
go that far.
no.
Yeah.
Find me. This is my Insta right here. Follow me there if you choose to. I don't see a reason why, but go ahead. Follow me on Twitter if you want to, at Marlie Chillin. It's like the reverse of it. And this is my home. Please do support the channel, however you can, like by subscribing, liking, sharing. And this is your host.
Thank you. And you can find me. Drum roll. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at my name at Anthony Herbert. Also, you can find me on here where I'm hosting Gunners from All Corners, and also I'm hosting another show which is going off on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock as well. It's the football Premier League weekend show. So and my brother Rich, who was in the comments, the Man United fan, he's going to be on that stream with me, and we're going to be talking about the certain games we're going to pick out from the Premier League, and also we're going to be doing a predictions straight after that as well show. So obviously I'll kick his ass in that, and he'll cry like a typical Man United fan.
All right. Well, say goodbye to everyone now, man.
All
Go
right.
ahead, cuz. Sign us
All
off.
right. Cheers. Thanks for everybody watching, and thanks
Bye
for
everyone.
everybody in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and also put a comment in the box as well.
All right.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.